Hey guys, it's Groovy Mono, and you're tuned in to Balling Life with Groovy, the spot where the game lives, the vibes hit, and the stories never stop. We've got you covered, so make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all the best updates. Now, today I have with me a special, very special guest, a man who has so many titles, a titled man. You understand? He's an Arsenal fan. In fact, he's the biggest Arsenal personality, whatever that we're going to call, in a very maybe in previous years and in years to come. He's a box fan. He has a PhD in environmental engineering. Africa's biggest sports blogger. The research, you understand? We know we always do our research whenever we want to start.
First, you give me that title. Say today I wedding.
Today I wedding. You understand? So we have the one and only Kelechi AFC.
My leader. Hello viewers.
In the building.
We're together. Hello viewers, I'm happy to be here.
Yes, so thank you so much for being here,
Sure.
Kelechi FC. But if we want to address you, Mr. Kelechi,
Doctor, very important.
Kelechi, Dr. Kelechi, and you could
we know they loud up now. We just we keep them on the low.
How are you feeling, sir?
I'm alright. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back in the country. Feeling quite positive for Wednesday. So
you're not feeling positive.
No, it's
I know you're confident.
If Man United do mistake win Europa League, Chelsea win conference, that's not going to win anything.
Okay, that's what you're worried about. See,
we are consulting the gods.
You're consulting the gods.
Okay.
Because I know how hyper you always are before matches. So this one now, you're 1-0 down. Why are you not standing there?
No. We play away from went to Bernabeu, defeated them. Is it Paris that cannot go and defeat them? Relax. So my points are good. And moreover, you have Thomas Partey back for the game. So there's no cause for alarm.
Okay. We shall see. Let's focus on let everybody focus on their own competition.
Yes,
you understand? So I mean, when I was introducing you, I did mention Africa's biggest sports blogger. And you already said that there's a man, who gave you this name. I was going to ask you, how did you come up with this? How did the name come about? Can you give us any, maybe more? You've already said somebody, but how did it come about?
Well, obviously, I've been in the game for a long time. More than 10, 15 years now. In 2021, I started at 2011-ish time.
Yeah.
And obviously, Arsenal Fan TV, from there, I created my own platform. And I've been, documenting sports events, obviously Arsenal mainly, but branched off to, basketball, boxing. At the time, I was even doing a ring walk for fighters.
Wow.
So when they are walking, the Nigerian British ones, they want a traditional, I'll be in their front. So we have supported, we've been doing it for a long time. So, so obviously cutting across different sports within the sports community. You're the biggest sports blogger. I'm like, you really like hyper myself, but it was the guy that even typed it up. I don't really change my mind, so I left it. But I mean, it's been a great journey. Also seeing how people have also joined this space, and I'm constantly supporting and putting people on. It's not about me. It's not about me always on TV or on Premier League productions, for instance, and doing what's that? The again, fan.
Is it fan TV or something?
The one on Fan Zone. Bless you. You cannot believe in me. You branch yourself. Kota is person. We can all win. So that's the mindset I go with, and happy that we are all together. We are all collaborating with each other. So
that's amazing. And I mean, you obviously have built a special relationship with Arsenal Fan TV.
Yeah.
How was that? At the time.
Well, Arsenal Fan TV, for me, like I tell people, my fame was by accident. Totally by accident. It was never planned. I went on there. I gave my opinion on the game. Obviously, an African accent. And then one of the games that Arsenal lost, that's why if you ask me sometimes, it was one of my best songs. Melo Melo by Olami. So I just shouted, Melo Melo, like where we are. It went viral, like
Crazy.
it went crazy. I went back home, and then people are following me. I'm following them. And I said, no, you know, leave out.
No, come on.
You know, I get it. So it was a surreal moment. But when I now saw the follow, I'm like, okay, I can use this platform to promote Nigeria,
Yes.
promote us well, you know, my identity, my cultural identity, promote our music, very important.
Yes.
In the car, I was telling you that at that time, I was one of the few outlets for Nigerian music abroad. So, that time, if I sing your song on National Fan TV, you are reposting immediately. You are like, Odilo is gone. It's gone. We they get views, millions of views. So, from there, you know, and again, Nigeria, obviously, with the reputation some of us have abroad about fraudster, this, that. I just saw it as an avenue to change that narrative. Showed them that this is a proper Nigerian. We are fun people. We are positive. In fact, I wasn't going. I wear my traditional. Yes. Going my traditional attire. You know, you get it. In my head, I'm like, they were looking at it. You guys will get used to it. And shout out to the people that they got used to it. Goes to my staff of office and everything. And rest is history.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. And I mean, seeing as you do a lot of things, you're basically juggling multiple worlds. Like you said, you're doing sports, academics, digital growth. What's your money routine like? You know,
money routine.
Do you even sleep?
That's
I told you in the car. I told him. I said, before they learn work for where this guy is. He's everywhere. And you know, your own is that you can be in this country today, this country tomorrow. You understand? And it's even like if they see Kelechi AFC, anything where they want to collect for your hand, they just collect it because or anything you want to do, just do it with him because you know that in the next 5 minutes, like this, he's out.
Yeah, I mean, like this morning now, we are supposed to meet up at 10, 11. So when we are meeting up, you know, this can change.
How do you manage it? Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure?
There's
that for you to be in different places.
There's always pressure, to be honest. But I like to show up for people as well. Like when you call me, now Groovy, now come on now.
Yeah.
I'll show up. But what do I need to do? Oh, Groovy, call my manager, call agent, call it. That's nonsense. But bro, mukurana. You know? So you just move things around. And Groovy, like, I just dedicate 30 minutes, 1 hour, and I'm out. From here, and I'm going to a wedding. But the nature of the work, you know, clients want to send you out abroad for you to represent them or do content or stuff like that. And you're always ready to go. Like I was telling you, my house is not far from London City Airport. It's like 2 stops. So let's hop on the train. I'm in the airport and I'm out.
Straight up. Okay, so you have a PhD in environmental engineering. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know when I will smell PhD.
If you want to, go do.
I don't even know when I will smell MSc before I will now smell PhD. Please, Honorable Dr. Kelechi, what inspired that part, and how do you balance it with the fast-paced, world of sports content?
So what inspired it was, I mean, I was doing my masters, and the more you're doing your masters, the more you're working. You see things that are going on in the country, like in the Niger Delta, where they have problems with pollution and stuff, and you're looking at how you can help solve such situations. That's what prompted me to do a PhD. And it was a fantastic journey. I learned a lot. So you develop so many skills that you never know that you have. Wow. I'm telling you, you develop so many things, apart from the academic side, interpersonal skills, research skills. I can name them, and you're well-rounded. You know, any topic will come about this, you can hold a conversation. And then from there, combining it with academia, with I mean, when I'm in London, when I used to do 9 to 5, I do consulting most of the time, but when I used to do 9 to 5, I only owe my employer 9 to 5. 5 o'clock, I switch regalia. I mean, my tradition, I'm heading to the stadium. My work with you is done. You understand? My work is between 9 to 5. Before 9 itself, I can be doing something. I can be shooting one preview. I switch, we are tired. I don't enter work 9 to 5, dedicated to you. Oh my God, you look so colorful. Yeah, I'm heading to my second life. It's my you understand? So yeah, that's how I was juggling it. It was good. I thought at the moment, if I'm even like most of the work I do, whether it's consultancy, whether it's in the marketing job, It's all, from home or sometimes you get into the office. It's not that as active as I want it. I prefer, to be honest, like going out 9 to 5 kind of work because you're more structured. The creative life can suck you into I'm gonna wake up by 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And again,
you do
once you don't have
your own space.
Yeah, do you understand? Maybe you don't have kids to drop in school, for instance. Normally, I get kids now about the drop for school. At least I don't have to wake up by 7 o'clock. Good, because I know I made them go late.
Yes.
But as you know, to get responsibility plenty like that, you chill. But then you don't they fat. And they fat, they chop, they go, they fat. That way you go use the day active. So when you're doing a 9 to 5, you're more active, you're more structured. You know you're waking up by 7 to catch the train to so and so place for work.
Like that.
Yeah, so I miss the life, a 9 to 5 life, to be honest. But I can't complain about the life I'm living now. I live in the air. So no problem.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I was even going to, you pretty much answered a bit of my next question. It was centered, it was still about your degree. How do you analyze systems, tactics, or even sports data? Just off maybe the knowledge you've been able to gain in that kind of field. Has it kind of helped you in the way has it made you a better content creator, sports analyst? Has it made you a better research person?
Yeah, of course. So my research, like I said, you learn transferable skills. For my PhD, I've always been the research person. If you watch my videos, especially the previews, I'm giving stats on facts. I'm not only giving this one, I think this one will happen, that's fine. But from history, we've played it so times, this has happened. You break it down. Oh, if you want to go into the tactics, okay, we'll play 4-2-3-1. Before now, when I was really active on YouTube, before I left and then came back, I had a tactics board on my iPad. Like I'll show you people like this. I think this person should come here. This person should do this. But it was making the video too long, so I scrapped that part. I scrapped that part, and then I'm just doing my introduction, then team news about injuries, and start fast about the game. Just make it quick because of attention span, and that was one of the reasons why I left YouTube.
Yes,
because when the videos run too long, Gen Zs are not paying attention. Groovy is creating content, Kelechi is creating content, Angela is creating content, Jama is creating content. So, and they want to consume everybody's content to some extent. You cannot bore them for 10 minutes and you're talking football, tactics, you understand? Make it snappy, make it short, and then you move. So, yes, the skills I learned from my PhD have helped me. But in the stadium, I sit in the stadium. If I'm not sitting in the but these days I sit in the box, like in the VIP box, but because my chairman has a box there, I have to visit my own box for but I sit upstairs, so I can see the field. I can see this pass. This person you analyze it better, the runs, everything. If you're sitting too close,
you don't engage the So why is it that coaches are not employing this tactic? Why are they not using that tactic of that overview, that high view?
I'm sure they have analysts upstairs. They always have people have analysts analyzing the game as well and feeding back. In fact, when Ateta took over from Lumberg, he sent him upstairs. He sent him upstairs to analyze the game. So they have match analysts who are not on the bench. Some are on the bench, like Ancelotti now, his son is one of his assistants, but he's also an analyst. So he watches it from down. There's another person up feeding him. So they have different things.
That's amazing. As someone who has worked with a lot of brands, what do you think is the biggest marketing mistake sports brands make in Africa today? Do you feel like there's something that they are not doing right? Are they not properly utilizing or tapping into the African space? Because I believe that
sports brands or brands in general.
Sports brands, or sports affiliated brands. Because there are brands that obviously sponsor this competition, sponsor this, sponsor that, whether local or abroad. Do you think there's anything they can do to get people more involved? Because you did mention something about the Gen Zs and how attention span and it's a problem, and not really a problem. Sports.
It's not really a problem because they just want to support you. They want to support me. They can't spend all the time watching. Obviously, they are the ones that will spend all the time maybe watching all their videos. That's fine. But you don't expect them to waste all their time on their phone. So you go straight to the meat of the gist. once they gotten the meat, they transfer to another person. Get the meat, they transfer to another person. That's how they are well informed and well rounded. So I don't blame them for that. Me, if I have the attention span these days, like if you're boring me, flip.
Straight up.
Yeah, I'm going to the next person. Yeah, although there are some that you sit down and consume
Yes.
everything. Oh, don't get me wrong, but there are some you just go, you just want to meet up. It's fine. It's not comedy. If it's comedy, you might be there watching everything. No, Sabine, you're watching everything.
Yeah.
But if I'm watching a creator that is analyzed and maybe shouting and stuff, you're like, okay, that's fine. I've supported you. I'm moving on to the next person. It's as simple as that. There's this guy that I watch his stuff, Combo. He's a sports creator. I enjoy it. It's always short, 2 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I've gotten the gist. If I want to engage, I engage. If I want to correct, but this way it talks 7 hours for I got it.
Yeah.
But wasting my time on one particular content, nah, I don't think so. Going to your question about brands, I mean, that's why I will talk about brands in general, not sports.
Okay,
because
all right.
Brands in general. So I think, for instance, Sporting Lagos. The owner is the owner of what's the payment company again? Paystack. I think it's Paystack. Yeah, that's the owner. So that's a brand stroke owner coming to invest in sports in Nigeria. And you can see that he's attracting. If you go there, there's a place they call Happy Corner. You can see the number of people he's attracting. Very young people. These people ordinarily maybe might be at home watching Man United at the time, but they're already in the stadium supporting Sporting Lagos. So that's a way he's made it fun. He's made it that's attracted them. So that's the model he's using.
Yeah.
Other brands also come. Let's say, okay, for instance, again, some brands actually need to believe. For instance, when we went for the AFCON, most of the brands that sponsor people only paid for the first 3 weeks.
Wow.
Because they felt that that's their own judgment that Nigeria will not progress to the final. You understand? So like the brand that sent me out only paid for 3 games. By the time they were coming back for me to negotiate, another brand had already come to go and represent them in South Africa. So I was already on my way.
On your way. Money. You go where the money is.
So, no time. I think I missed 1 game. But I came back in time for the semi-final. Like literally, the timing was to change the flight from Abidjan to Bouake was very short. So I had to give somebody my luggage to take to Nigeria. Then with my hand luggage, like as the plane landed, I was traveling to another airport. So I made the flight and I made it to Bouake. So, brands need to believe more. Leave that leeway to say, okay, we'll pay for the first 3. If we progress, we'll pay you this. We go game by game basis, that kind of thing. Then, obviously, brands can invest more as part of their corporate social responsibility in our league, in our women's football. Look at that, we're going to play WAFCON. I was telling you the car.
Yes.
There's no noise about it. The organizers are not saying anything. They're not, but we're playing in July. And I was telling you that even brands might not be aware because there's no much noise. Brands might not be aware. They might not want to sell somebody out. Someone like me now, yes, I live in London. Morocco is not too far. I might decide to just go and support them on my. That's what I do normally for the men. I always come back every international break.
Love for the men, yes.
So these are the things that they can do to support our football.
So I'm curious, you mentioned something about your first viral moment on, AFTV. Okay. But what was it for you personally? Was there any content that you made, whether it's covering a game or something that, you just put out and you were like, yes, this is it, this is something I can tap into. This is something that, that can lead to something more. Is there like any content that you made, or what was your own viral content that you put out? The first one, initial content that you put out?
I remember. I put out thousands of ones. I can't even remember. I can't remember that.
Yeah.
But I just remember that AFTV moment.
Yes, that one.
It was great. Maybe when I met Henri for the first time, I went viral as well. I can't really remember.
No,
I had loads of viral moments, so I can't remember which one is which one. But that very first one, of the Melo, that one. When I met Olamide, that's what I told him. I said, your song fully blew me. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
He was shocked. He was like, yeah. He was like, thank you for the support. Yes. Like, you want to understand their song helped me out. But yeah, I mean, I've had so many viral moments. Some I pinned to my page as well. So I don't know which one, but from the AFTV stuff, people now start looking at your own stuff. What does he do? And then you see other materials there, and then so that kind of thing.
That's amazing. So you have a very good relationship with the NFL, and the Super Eagles squad. We always see you. In fact, if the Super Eagles are in this place and Dr. Kelechi or Kelechi AFC is not there, then there's a problem. We've seen you even make last minute, maybe before the game, you magically show up. How would you assess the Super Eagles' performance in this World Cup qualifying, round? Do you think, first of all, do you think that we stand a chance to make it in 2026? And what could be, or what are the possible problems that we've been experiencing? Because I believe you being there, you have more of an insight, than the regular fan who watches the game. How do you see the team right now, and what are our chances of qualifying for the World?
No, I think the team is a very good team. They are together. They want to win. You can see with the result against Zimbabwe, they were crestfallen. But it is what it is. What I see about what was the question? Sorry,
I said. So how do you see our chances of making?
My chances, okay, with the chances, I won't lie, slim, but there's hope. If, and it should be so, South Africa get deducted the 3 points.
Okay.
But we were hearing, Lesotho did not appeal on time. One thing.
Yeah.
For me, an abnormality is an abnormality. An ineligible player is an ineligible player. So if we get the other 3 points, then we have to then go to South Africa and win, which we are capable of. But the draw to Zimbabwe was too tough to take. I was really, really upset.
Yeah.
It's those kind of results that you start calculating how much you spent to come out to support the Super Eagles. I was so upset. And I think what upset me more was, and I'll say here, when they removed Alex Iwobi, I was so furious. I'm like, no. Nigerians don't really rate Alex Iwobi, and I don't understand why. Because for me, sometimes there are certain players that if you don't read, I believe that you don't know football. For instance, when people were not reading Granit Xhaka, I'm looking at them like, I people mad. People were not reading Firmino in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't come on. I say, no, he's the one making the other two tick. Mane and Salah. What are people talking about? You understand?
Yeah.
Alex Iwobi in the team, unless you have a greater player, a more, listen, he's your dribbler, he's your distributor.
He's a playmaker.
He's the playmaker. He's the one carrying the ball. When you remove the ball and then carrying the ball to the position, we are pinned in. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and he was so reluctant to leave the pitch that day. Very first time I've ever seen that, because he knew. In Fulham, he starts every game. They know it's over. You understand? Because the coach understands it.
Yeah.
Because he will run for you. He will walk out. Football has passed the stage where we say you can stand and do pass here and then jog. You have to walk out. You have to run. That kind of thing. So that really annoyed me, because it was not. If a Dele Bashiru was there, and okay, that's fine. But there was no Dele Bashiru. So who do you want to put there? To carry the ball, to drive, to cause problems. But that's in the past now. But yeah, the chances are slim, but there's hope. We get it again in September in UN and South Africa.
Yeah.
And see how we go from there.
Okay. It's amazing. So across the different kinds of content that you put up, I see you do from viral trends, like you said, hopping on trending songs, or coming up with ideas on your own, hot takes. Is there a process for this? For how you put out your content? Do you just go in by instinct? Oh, I think let me just do this. Let me just try this today. What is your process like?
It could be by instinct. It could be by, it depends. It could be if a client pays and wants to answer thing, then I do it. But most of it could be by instinct. It could be, for instance, like I blog our music on AFTV before anything. So it has to be maybe slow music, a kind of sad song. We just lost.
Yeah.
Where we win, I'll be like, oh no, then the crowd will join you. Be like, you understand that kind of thing. So it depends.
Yeah.
There's a lot going to, like, even before I go on camera, like I'm listening to the song to make sure that I don't mess up the lyrics too much. But I'm not the king of lyrics like that, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then for the day-to-day content, anything I find funny, anything that I feel that will improve somebody's mood, that I don't know. But it has to be positive. It has to be child-friendly. You know, it has to pass those two levels. You rarely hear me swear or something because I need kids to watch it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just trying to make it positive and make it impact for me is the greatest goal. Sometimes I consciously do social conscious content, maybe about women's rights or different things. You know, that's to also sustainable development goals, just to help our society. Sometimes it's not only about laughing. Sometimes we gotta get serious. So
because there are bigger issues at play.
of course.
You know, as much as we enjoy entertaining people, you know, we should also, like you said, be very conscious of the things that we put out and how we can also use our experience to be able to make people's lives better. And you've mentioned that. I think that's really amazing. That's something that every creative should be looking at, because I think a lot of people focus on the numbers. Yes, you're getting the numbers, but at the same time, what impression are you leaving? You know, I think that's very important. So, I mean, if you were to grow a sports page from zero in this 2025, you were to grow a sports page from 0 to 100K followers, what would be your strategy in 30 seconds?
0 to 100. I think that the football space is already saturated. So I'll pivot but it's easier, but it's already saturated. So I'll probably, again, it depends on where I am. Sorry.
Okay.
I know Nigerians like football more, but basketball hasn't been tapped into at all. And I'm saying it because I've not even branched, because my own basketball, yes, I branched into basketball, but my basketball is, I know I'm going to more than 30 seconds, I'm so sorry. My basketball is mostly when I'm there. The content is different. It's like live content, you're doing it. Now, analyzing basketball outside of when you're in the comfort of my home.
Your home.
So, and again, they play at odd hours and they can play now and play tomorrow.
Yes, the games are
like constantly changing, but it's an area that African Nigerian creators have not really tapped into at all. So if I was to grow that, then it's just about consistency. Putting it out. Now I've seen some growth in your side because you just pivoted to this angle. I mean, you've always been there. You've always been super sport and stuff. But you're doing things on your own. So the way you're growing is that you are consciously putting out content, and that's the only way you can grow. And there's no strategy to it. And make sense in what you're saying and put that content. Post immediately, maybe after a match, because that is what is trending at that time.
People are talking about it.
Exactly. So that's it.
People are talking about it. Yeah, that's amazing. I also agree with you that the basketball world is really untapped, and we have people who love that sport. You know, we have people who, even if they don't watch, if you say, do you know LeBron James, they will mention. Do you understand Steph Curry, they will mention. And also that's something that, I'm also, trying to do for people that, my own audience, people that love me to, or people that watch my things to know that, okay, this is something that works. And like you said, you've talked about different sports, aside that. So that's very, very, very important. Okay, now you've already mentioned basketball. You're a box fan. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling down, box left, obviously.
You're going to feel down next week.
No, with basketball, that's the thing. That's why football remains my first love.
Okay.
Basketball is technically player dependent. My player moves now, I move. I'm in box, to be honest, because of Giannis. That is the truth. If he moves, I move. And I can wake up tomorrow morning and they'll say they've sold him franchise. And you'll be like, yeah, they've traded him.
They traded him. They got it trade.
Oh, God. The day they traded Drew Holiday, I was so upset.
He's my boy.
I knew
he's my boy. Celtics.
Yes. I knew that defensively we were going down.
You're going down.
For me, at the time was the defensive player of the ESF. That's why I agree to Draymond. I like Draymond. They can go crazy at times, but if Drew Holiday, that guy defend you. So when they sold him, I just knew. Yes, Damian Lillard is great player. I mean, you can't pass on a chance of buying. I get it. That's why sometimes I don't understand American distinct sports. They can just wake up and they'll just sell.
It's another industry. It's just another industry over there. But then it works. That's just it. It works.
That's why Super League failed. They tried to replicate what they have in America. I'm coming from a place whereby everything is fan led. You understand?
Mhm.
That's why in Germany, for instance, everything is fan led. Spain, fan led. You're doing it for the fans. This is money led, business
Yes,
led. And we
yes.
get that. That's their own franchise, whatever. You imagine MLS, there's no relegation. Everybody just playing. So there's no consequence
There's no
for
yes,
failure.
Yes.
But what is sweeting us like, okay, now I'm panicking. Oh, you might have a bad season, but they might win the Europa League. Wow, I'm panicking. I don't want them to win. That's the fun part. You understand?
Yes.
Oh, man, they are 16, they might be getting relegation. Wow, let us see. That's the fun part. It cannot happen in NBA.
In NBA.
It's just like, oh, the next will continue next season. Like, play, be last. So we'll
continue next season.
The only fun part is that I want the chip. And then they will not even give you trophy. Then the next season when they start, they will not give you ring. Everything is drama.
The finesse
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
right.
Even the NFL, the same thing. Super Bowl, everybody.
They say I'm not. So and yeah, that's some of the aspects you can bring in. Maybe halftime show.
Yes.
We use it to raise money. That we don't mind that.
Yes.
Not in all the games. So maybe in World Cup final, Champions League final, maybe the key ones that people are watching.
Yes.
But but again, it works for them.
It works.
For me, box this season, we didn't make it. I was surprised against the Pacers. We cannot beat Pacers. And then the one injury as well.
It was crazy. So, you saw the altercation Giannis had with Ali Bottas. That was also
bad.
Crazy.
That was bad because you can't just celebrate in his front like that. If he punched you now, you now say what? And he didn't even know it was his dad.
Yeah, he thought it was a fan.
Do you understand? And he had access to the court. And he said it the other day. He said, even when I won the chip, my mom was scared to come on court. She was like, am I allowed here? And that's how I live my life. Some people say, Kelechi, pull up now. You're Kelechi. I said, no, I don't want embarrassment. I beg, I don't want that. That's the way I live my life. So, I mean, I don't know if you remember when the Toronto Raptors president, Masai Ujiri, was trying to come on court when they won the chip, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then security was trying to stop him and they had an altercation.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know he was the president and stuff like that. You can't just access the court like
that. It happened to Travis Scott too. He saw the security. He was like, who are you? That kind of thing. Yeah. And I like the fact that he didn't make a big deal out of it. You get because let's say it was some African Nigerian celebrity. Who are you? You will lose your job. You are going to you know how we do over here. You understand everything that high shoulder. Moyambu. That kind of thing. So it's like you said, it's always great to just pretty much follow everything in the due process.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you guys will make it. The Bucks will do something significant, maybe.
They are rumoring that Giannis might go. That's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
You follow him now. They said Spurs. If he goes to Spurs, we follow him. At least he will be with him when Bayama now.
Anyone with them go. Once I go watch, I'm gonna give me front seat. Look at the outside.
Thank God it's not like that for football because if it's by that one, you would have switched clothes by now.
It doesn't work out in football, so yeah, we thank God.
Okay. Now Arsenal Champions League semi-final, 1-0 down to PSG. In your honest opinion, how do you see that game going? Second leg.
See, we know what's at stake. The boys know what's at stake. This is our last chance, Andrew. And me and my team, we only lost one game away at Inter Milan. And their defensive side, that game itself, I thought we played okay to win the game. Mm-hmm. In this Paris game, I think we're going to win. In the first leg, it wasn't as bad as people made it to do.
No, I actually think that game could have gone for... No, not either way. That game, they could have beaten you guys 4-0. You had, let's say, maybe 1 or 2 chances.
We had 3 or 4.
But they had more. They had solid chances.
No. I mean, apart from the goal they scored, they didn't... Which other
Ramos, the one he hit.
That was the second half. After we don't miss our own chances. You understand that a goal switches the game. Changes the complexion of the game.
Yes.
If Martinelli takes his chance, obviously the keeper great save. I have to say that. It's a different ball game. If Trossard takes his chance, again, another spectacular save. I don't remember Raya making a save in the first half. If the one that we thought was a penalty that Neves actually kicked the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know why Merino was counting it. Baba would just wipe the ball. As they come, don't wipe am. You understand?
Yeah.
I've counted 3 already. And these are clear cut chances. Because if you're cutting back to him, just smash the ball. That's 3. Obviously, Merino's goal was ruled out for marginally offside.
Yes.
That's 4. So we had they say, nobody say no Kelechi and Timber. This is go past Timber once. Apart from that time, we ginger then spread the ball, of which the goal, if Pate was in that game, that wouldn't have been a goal. Because he will be there. He's a 6. Rice was appetizing for him technically.
Okay, yeah.
Now, when Rice felt that Kelechi was going to skin Timber, so he was then rushing to help him, and maybe thinking that Kelechi will cut and shoot.
We'll cut in and then shoot.
So going to block it only for him to just lay the pass.
To Dembele.
Yeah, so that place is now open. But Pate won't do that because he's a traditional 6. He will not say that there's an option here. I trust my guy to deal with him. You understand? So apart from that, the goal Bakola's own was going to be out. It was offside. So that was a miss for them. And then the other one.
They had another chance. I can't just put
no, there's not another one. Apart from Bakola, now that's what I said. Bakola shot wide.
Yes.
That would have been offside. And then the Ramos one that hit the bar. That's it. Okay. So if on the balance of the, and again, don't forget Dembele is injured. Although he might be fit for the game, he has a hamstring injury.
I saw Arsenal fans celebrating.
That's a loss. The way we lost Pate, if they lose him like that, that's a big plus. Because that guy they run in the ginger.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm still of the opinion that PSG will come out on top, but we'll see. I hope the game is just exciting.
No, it
goes down to the wire, we'll enjoy it regardless. Okay, so let me take you back. When did Arsenal first break your heart? The first, maybe, let's say, what was the most painful?
The most painful was UCL final now. 2006. Yeah, that was the most painful. 100%. I thought we won already. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys scored the first goal and then they came back.
With 10 minutes, we scored the first goal.
Scored the first goal and then they came back and they defeated you guys. How many Arsenal jerseys do you have?
I don't know.
You have too many.
Every season, that's the thing with Adidas and Arsenal. Adidas also sponsors Man United. So what happens? But they don't produce more jerseys. I mean, apart from the normal 3-3, but they keep producing this training kit, that training kit, this. But you go to Man U section, there's nothing like that. Our own. It's about fashion. Oh, it's Afro-Caribbean, what you call them, Carnival. They'll do jersey for it. So. Oh, you're right, and this coloration, they'll do jersey for it. And guess what? You're fine. So you just be buying. It's like, take my money. Take my money.
They are very much.
So whoever is the judge of the Arsenal creative account, they're doing well.
Okay. Is the Emirates ticket, is it still the most expensive?
Yeah, it's one of the most expensive. I think Fulham now is the most expensive. I think, as I heard, Arsenal is very expensive.
Very expensive now. Okay. All right. If Arsenal was a person, how would you describe your relationship with it?
Very loving. I love the club. I go to all the games. I enjoy myself. They play entertaining football. So very loving, very caring. Yes. They make atmosphere welcome to everybody. So, yeah.
Okay. I remember when we played. I think it was Man United Arsenal. I was looking through your feed and I saw you with Chidobe.
No, that was Man United. Yes. Chidobe. I was in the players' lounge.
Amorim, I think I saw you.
Amorim, Amorim. I saw the captain.
Bruno.
Yes. A few of them. Yeah. Zegzi. Yeah. We have connections. So we can enter anywhere. That's how we do it.
Okay, now you don't agree.
That's how they run.
Now we dey run. Because Kelechi will never say now they run. He will say now they run.
I say we, not be me. We dey run.
We, but you follow for the we.
I say we. I'm not talking anything, right?
Which Arsenal player, past or present, would you trust to guard your jollof? Or no, your staff? Because I think this is more important than jollof, right? One Arsenal player, past or present, we be say you know that if you give this person this stuff, you will block it.
Gabriel Magalhaes.
Past or present?
Gabriel Magalhaes. Favelas. he go gather.
Not even Tony Adams.
Tony Adams day, but Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm not saying he's better than Tony Adams, but I think if to guard to date streetwise.
Gabriel. So is he a bigger miss for you guys?
100%.
He's a bigger miss than Partey.
Kiwi has done well. 100% done well. But Magalhaes give you that area threat, especially from corners, from set pieces. If they lose now, nothing they go. Okay, bring corner. Go. Man United Arsenal first leg of the league. Now corner we finish now.
Yes.
All the corners here, we are on target.
Yes. It was a learning experience for Amorim because it was like we'll be better prepared. But I wish to. Have you ever been in their training session? Have you ever attended and seen these things for yourself?
No, you can't attend.
Okay, you don't get access to that.
No, I've attended a certain session before, but it's just normal. They're just passing the ball. You can't see the key thing that.
Okay.
No one is behind the camera. So just like when we go to Super Eagles, there's an open training, but you stop filming. And then there's another training. The training before the game is 15 minutes only. Everybody out, all the journalists out. Then they do their tactical stuff.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, back to more Arsenal history. Which Arsenal player's vibe matches your own the most, and which one gives you second-hand embarrassment? Maybe out of all the players in Arsenal squad right now, who is that player that you vibe with, you connect with the most?
Declan Rice. I mean, Saka is there. Obviously, we came to Nigeria together 2 years ago. I see him once in a while. Before he used to be in Ketia. When Ketia left.
Yeah.
But at the moment, no. Declan Rice. Partey, honorable mention to Partey. I saw we talk once in a while. But Declan Rice now, because there was this video that went viral after the Champions. I don't know, again when he scored 2 goals. So I was going to say hi to him. I saw him in the box. He was passing my box.
Yes, I saw it. I saw that.
And then security were trying to, where we home there. I wanted to grab a picture.
Yes.
And then the security were trying to move me, and I said, no, Kelechi is my guy.
That's my
Thank you. That's it. That's a good moment. Yeah.
It's so crazy how Rice is now like the fan favorite right now. No, I feel like Rice has some kind of. Saka is the golden boy, but Rice right now resonates a lot.
Yeah, because he taps into the culture, and shout out to Odumo the Black for the song.
Yeah.
And I've known Rice, but when he saw me with Odumo the one time when Odumo came to the stadium, and Odumo also made another proper introduction. So from there, I was like, okay, we started vibing, and he doesn't say no to anything, to be honest. If you say you want to grab a picture, once there's time, he'll do anything you want him to do, he'll do it. So
he's a really nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Okay, so is any player on the Arsenal squad that you find, hard to vibe with? Because we all see your reaction. Hey, Alpha, hey, this one, that one. Is anyone that maybe a bit reserved?
Most of them have seen my videos. I'm positive. So what are you being reserved for? I always give positive energy. So no that has shown me or anything. No, we greet. I give positive energy. I grab one picture and we keep it moving.
Okay. So another one. If you had to survive in the jungle with one Arsenal player, who are you choosing and why? No be all this fancy jungle away breeze go dey better jungle. If you had to survive with one Arsenal player,
maybe Louis Kelly or Gabi Magalhaes as well. I love them because
you
go to fight.
When I go fight 100 going. You know, that one the trend now.
To be honest, I don't understand it. I don't even understand myself. For some things, I just training for trending sake. I don't understand.
Okay. Shout out to Gabriel. All right. If you get to rename the Emirates Stadium based on Arsenal's last season, what will you call it?
Rename.
Well, you know how Man United, how Man U's Theatre of Dreams now Theatre of Night. So now it's the fans now that use that one to coin it. What would you use?
Because the form hasn't been good now. So Arsenal.
Should we call it Bottom End Stadium? Or
nobody's bottom end.
We almost did.
Referee cheated us F Stadium.
Oh, referee cheated off stadium.
Mm,
You not do like Mourinho. I prefer not to speak.
no.
Okay, you must.
So now they cheat us well now. Now they cheat us. All of a sudden, all the things they've been giving since the beginning of the season, they did not give it again after 15 games. And it was only against Arsenal. Oh, you kicked the ball, you look at red card.
So
you did this.
So you think they've been very unfair to Arsenal?
Of course, 100%. I mean, it's there. It's in black and white. You know, and some of these weird rules, they don't then implement it later. The penalty on Saliba. Next weekend, a Chelsea player did it. Oh, they don't feel that Benway would have caught up. It's the same thing. So when you look at, before I didn't used to blame referees or anything, because sometimes, to be honest, I tell people that these things even out in the season. Like last season, I think there was a time we played Liverpool and our captain handed the ball in the 18 where he was trying to turn. For me, that was a penalty. You clear penalty. If it happened against me, like an player did it, it would have hurt me that they didn't give it. So I just said, it was about this season. No. Hey, the free decisions. No.
Well, I mean, against the odds, you guys have managed to still stay consistent. I mean,
plus injuries.
You guys
again, the injury itself sometimes can be part of from the way we play because everybody's expected to track back, run. So maybe I don't know, but the injuries have not helped at all.
Okay. So now, I mean, the season is already coming to an end. What changes would you like to see in the team? Because now names are flying up and down. You know, players are being linked to certain teams, and you know, as somebody who's a fan of this, you know, this big club, you already know the loopholes. You know the places to cover. You know, if you had one ear in one hand, if you had Ateta's ear, what would be those positions or places or players you'd like to see come into the team?
By a striker.
Definitely.
Yeah, by a striker. Because I mean the way we're playing well. I mean if we win the Champions League without a striker, he'll vindicate himself and say, you know, we didn't need a striker. But it's a long season. You don't want to overplay players.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need somebody to stick it in the net. Because we create chances naturally. So just get me a striker. Get me someone like the game against Paris Saint-Germain when we're under pressure, that we can go to turn up, do a long pass, and the person can hold the ball. You understand? That kind of thing.
What player is coming to your mind right now? If you had to pick, what player would you like to see in us?
I like to see Victor Osimhen. I love Gyökeres as well. You know, but see Victor Osimhen, he's a fighter. That's the thing, he will fight for you.
But does that fit the kind of football you guys play? Because I don't feel like Arsenal is
no. Havertz is a fighter.
Physical team.
Havertz is very physical. That is why probably he didn't get a striker again. Because he was like, I believe in this guy, his fitness level is always on point.
But he doesn't give you the same number of goals a typical striker would.
No, because our goals are distributed. So in that sense, you are right that, you know, he might not suit our pattern like that, but he will learn it. I'm of the opinion that he's not even a selfish player. He's got so many assists in the Turkish league as well. But if you feed him, he will score.
He will score.
In difficult moments, he will score.
What do you think of Isak? Do you think Isak is also somebody?
He's the best striker in the Premier League. Hands down.
Better than Haaland?
Yes. My kind of striker is, again, I'm an Arsenal fan that, you know, can walk, distribute the ball. You know, yes, Haaland is great.
Yes.
He'll probably be one of the greatest strikers in the Premier League. But he's just there to hit it in the net, attack it. I like my strikers to drop into space, do this, do that, link up play, is entertaining.
But Haaland is actually really good. I see him.
He does that. I mean, he used it to finish Arsenal last season.
Yes.
When he had KDB, he would drop it and just KDB will run past. I say, he's great. But if you give me Haaland, give me Isaac, I think I pick.
Take Isaac. Okay. All right. Would you rather Arsenal win the Champions League once and then go trophyless for 10 years? Or would you rather Arsenal wins the Premier League and then doesn't win the Champions League for 10 years?
And just one in 10 years. Both of them 1-1.
1-1.
No, I don't agree with you too. I go to win one in 10 years. No, I don't agree with you too. So the question, no land for me at all. I don't prefer either.
Okay, so we have a special segment called Keep or Sell. I'm going to be calling out some names. You tell me whether we should keep them or we should sell them. Okay, very quickly. All right, number one on the list, we have Raheem Sterling.
No, I'm not a fan of this segment of keeper sell. I tried to avoid it, but for content's sake, I will do. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Okay.
But I'm not the. Oh.
I know. I mean, I can say maybe because of the fact that you're not just a fan. I think you're a representative. You know, so and building relationships with players.
You understand? No, but it's fine. We can just do it. No problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do. So Raheem Sterling.
I mean, obviously, we're not going to renew his loan, so he's going back to Chelsea.
Okay. Leandro Trossard.
I think he scored 4 goals in the last 4 games. I think he's coming into form. We won't be back to keep him. He can always come off the bench.
Okay. Tomiyasu.
The injuries, man. If we had that guy, defense on lockdown.
Do you think he would have been benching Timber?
I doubt it. Again, you profit from competition for places.
True. True.
I would say keep, because he got injured serving us. We have to treat him to full fitness.
Okay. Tierney.
Another guy that is loved by the club. I don't think he will want to stay, so he'll probably depart.
Yeah, I think news is coming out that he's going to be leaving.
Yeah, I think he'll probably depart. Yeah.
Zinchenko.
When Zinchenko came in with with Gabriel Jesus, was when we started, up in the table. So looking for his service again. He can come off the bench. He's a very good player. He can play left back, can play midfield. I wish he played in midfield more. I wish I played him in midfield more. But if you see maybe 25 million on him, you can take it.
Yeah. Okay. And the last one is Jorginho.
Obviously, he's leaving. No, he's leaving. Yeah, I think he's going to Brazil or something. So yeah, he's definitely leaving.
So are you going? That means there will be a replacement in line.
Probably.
Or do you think it's
Zubimendi?
Zubimendi.
Yeah.
You guys have, because you've been linked with Zubimendi. I think he was linked to Liverpool before. Okay. So that one is definitely in the pipeline for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we have come to the end of this beautiful interview. Thank you so much for gracing our show. Thank you for sharing your insight. I believe that anybody that's watched it has gained something. Okay, has definitely gained something, and looking forward to seeing you do more great things as usual. If you don't go that side, you will just call me. I go, yes, sir, the hair. Look me.
You're gonna pay my flight ticket. You don't just store now. It is millions of pounds now. But you don't money now, serious money now. So that billing now. Obviously, this interview now will send you a voice.
Yes, we will send you a voice. No problem. See, my own say bumper to bumper. You're gonna so be like this, bumper to bumper. You understand? Because it's really amazing. It's really amazing what you're doing. Any last words? Anything you'd like your fans to hear, or people either football lovers or aspiring sports content creators or whatnot. Is there any gem you would like to drop for the audience?
Well, just keep being positive, keep making impacts, help on that blogger, support people. It pays to do that. And if you're into content, just be consistent. Yes, that first video where you do fit no blue, but the consistency, one day one feed just catch. Look at the guy that was singing the video song the other day in Ghana. He's blessed with $5,000. You never can tell who's watching. The world is a global village. And once you're churning out content and you're making positive impact, it's not about shouting or being negative about stuff.
Yeah.
Just if you want to say, okay, if I want to say Groovy, get out. For me, that's rude. But I can say Groovy, please excuse me. You understand? There are ways you can tweak it. You're still saying the same thing. So just keep being consistent, positive, and making impact. Thank you very much.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, make sure you smash a like and click that subscribe button so you can get the best of content from myself And from local man.
My leader, we are together. That got you, we are together.
Exactly. Stay groovy.